Hey, 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 if you're like me, you love everything with seafood, especially some shrimp. So today we're going to make a nice light garlic butter shrimp bowl with a whole bunch of veggies. And we're going to put it on top of some rice. So if you're here, say, hey, I am Crystal Taylor, the owner of Fitness is Not a Game, and you are in the kitchen with Crystal. So since we're making rice, let's go ahead and get started with that first, since that's going to probably take the longest, but you don't have to make a lot. I'm just gonna make about what is this? Oh, that's a third cup. I don't know if I want a third. Let's do a half of a cup of rice. And if you don't know, with rice, you just do a 1 to 2. So I'm gonna do a half cup of rice. And because I like to add flavor earlier, instead of cooking it with water, we're gonna cook it with a little broth. That's where people mess up. They try to season stuff after they cook it. How about your season all the way through? So we're gonna ranch off this rice first. Then we're gonna get this going, and then it's gonna be quick and easy because my whole goal within the kitchen is to give you all recipes that are quick and easy, but they taste good. You like how you feel afterwards, you still reach your goals, right? Because nobody said that healthy herb eating has to be boring or bland, because when it is, that's when you say forget it, and then you just go and run through the doggone drive-through, and then you be mad because you feel lethargic afterwards, your clothes are tighter, you got a big back and a muffin top, and then you're all frustrated with yourself because you didn't know how to make a quick and easy meal that you like. All right, so I just rinse that off a little bit, get this out the way. Go ahead and get me, let's see, half a cup of broth. I mean, a cup of broth because we got a half a cup of rice, and we're gonna get this started. Then we're gonna get the easier stuff out the way. So get me a cup, and you know what else I'm gonna do? Cause why not? I just said we season all the way through, right? Let's add a little bit of extra seasoning to our rice. So I'm gonna add a little bit of table blend just because I like how it has like a pepper base. And then why not? Y'all see, I just be playing around with it. Oh, a little onion and herb. Yes, please. Just a little. And then we're gonna add just why not have, we'll do original. I was gonna say garlic, but we're gonna use enough garlic in our meal. All right, so we got that, seasoned up our broth, and what we're going to do is going to get this to a boil, and then we're going to get it to a simmer. So that'll cook the entire time we are cooking. Let that do its thing. So, drink up, y'all. Have a sippy sip, because I want a sippy sip. And then we're going to get started with our vegetables. You can choose whichever vegetables you want, but today I'm going to use some broccoli. You could also use green beans. I want some bell peppers in there too. So matter of fact, let me get my cutting board out. And we're gonna go ahead and get this get a little hot, a little warm, so we can put our vegetables in there to get them sautéed up and down. All right, so as you see, something I've told you all before within the kitchen is that I always try to share little quick tips with you all, because I know a lot of people say that they don't like cooking because they feel like it takes too long, it's too much think, blah, 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 blah. They think that meal prep has to be all this other crazy stuff, but sometimes meal prep is some of the simplest things. Like what you see here, this is my bag of sliced and chopped up bell peppers. So as soon as I buy my peppers, because a lot of times we let fresh vegetables go to waste because we don't cook them right then and there, I'll go ahead and just chop them up immediately, and then I freeze them. So what this does, it does a couple things. One, it saves them, but two, it also, when it's time to actually cook, I don't have to do as much because I already did the prep. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these red, a lot of the red and yellow, because we like color, and especially since I'm using broccoli. I already got a nice amount of grain. I'm going to use these so that we can add a little extra color. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop these a little bit to the chunks. We don't want them diced because I don't need them to cook all the way down. Just want you to add some flavor and a little texture and a little color, because when you eat, you want to appease all of the senses. Ooh, child, this knife is sharp. I almost cut my fingernail, Lord. On today. That's always one of my biggest fears is that I'm gonna mess around and do something live that's gonna be viral worthy for the wrong reasons. This woman chopped her finger up and off online for everybody to see. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. So let me go ahead and just drizzle the pan with a little bit of olive oil. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw my peppers in there. Yeah, I love that sound. I'm gonna put my vegetables, my broccoli. If you want to, you can steam these, but I just want everything sauteed. And since these are big broccoli florets, I'm gonna cut these down a little bit too. We're gonna have a whole bunch of vegetables. So that's where y'all be going wrong sometimes. When y'all want a big meal, y'all want it to be a whole bunch of the carbs and all of that stuff. No. How about we do a lot of vegetables, a lot of protein. And if you're using a brown rice or a quinoa, something like that, a whole grain, yeah, but you still want to be mindful of them. Oh, all right, these are frozen, if you can't tell. All right, I'm gonna throw these in here so they can start sauteing down too. There we go. Almost lost one. I always feel like my food is trying to escape. You can't escape from me. Do I need this anything else? We don't see. I'm gonna leave that right here. Let me get my little stick to toss these around a little bit and keep an eye on that rice so that it does not boil over. I got a little boil, but I want a little bit of a heavier boil to get that heat really going in that rice so that it'll steam better. All right. So I'm sauteing down my vegetables. And as always, okay, now we can put this on the simmer because it got a nice little rolling boil. And it did not boil over. Look at that. All right. So again, we talk about how it's important to season at every step. So let's go ahead and season these here vegetables. Again, I'm going to use my I opened the wrong side. That's all right. Come on, give me some peppers filled with it. Okay then. All right, we're gonna see what that do then. I'm not mad, I'll allow it. Oh, I'm so glad I ain't go even harder. But that show was still enough. Oh, that smells great though. Okay, come on. What do they call it when it's a fortunate mistake? I don't know what that word is, but I feel like that's what that was. I don't think I need to put any garlic in there, but I am going to use onion because I thought about cutting up some onion, but I'm going to go ahead and just use this onion and herb instead. So let me go ahead and saute these vegetables up. That was hilarious. The way that fell up in there, oh, gee. Oh, and what I want to go ahead and do too, just to get the flavor of the party started, saute it up. I have my shrimp. I just defrosted some shrimp, nice colossal size shrimp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and season these up just a little bit. Put a little bit of my Old Bay, because why not? Because whenever I'm making seafood, I like to add some Old Bay. And then I do have a seafood seasoning from I Gotcha Seasonings. Let me see where it is. Because I like some seafood. Now, don't y'all laugh at me. Don't y'all judge me, because I might need to take my glasses off to be able to read it. Nope, that ain't it. Let me see. Where's that? Oh, there it is. So you might be like, Krista, why you didn't pour this out beforehand? You know why? Because when I'm cooking, I might switch things up a little bit and decide I want to do something different. So I just sort of let the ancestors tell me what to put on the meat in the moment. Because I could have everything poured out and I'd be like, you know what? I don't know if I want to do that right now. Then I'm going to switch up any doggone day. So I just go with it. And you know, I was talking to somebody the other day, we were talking about the difference between cooking and baking, right? I was talking to my friend. And like with baking, you have to be precise, right? There's no, my older son, when he was younger, he created his own recipes for his cookies. And I was like, shout out to you for having a gumption to say, this is how I'm going to do it on my own. I've never figured that out. But when I bake, that's the only time I like to be precise, right? Because especially the first time, I want to try it the way it's supposed to be. But with cooking, you get some flexibility. You get to say, you know what? I'm going to change this. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit more. Maybe I'm not going to add as much. Especially when it comes to like salt and sugar, I definitely pull back on those. And I definitely add more when it comes to spices and herbs and things like that. So have fun with it. Right? So I got my vegetables to sauteing. Now what else we're about to add now? We're gonna add some tomatoes, and we're gonna actually put these in the pan with the vegetables. Because baby, if you ain't never had a cooked tomato, ooh child, you are missing out. You are cheating yourself. So range these off, and I'm gonna put you know what? Actually, I'm gonna put a little bit more oil in here because I didn't put a lot, just a little bit. Move these vegetables to the side. My rice is doing what it's supposed to do. And you know what? I grabbed the ball. That's the other thing with shrimp. If you are one of those who likes a good, quick recipe, throw some shrimp in there, baby. They cook so down a little fast. Where do you go? I was going to say, what about tomatoes? I'm going to get me a good handful of them. And let's see if I decide to add more. Yeah. And the thing is when you start cooking the tomatoes, you'll see that they'll start, like they'll whittle down and then they'll start bursting. That's when all the flavor comes out. And it's so funny because my food is so pretty. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta show y'all this. See how pretty it is so far? But as I was food, it smells good. But when I was younger, when I was little, I didn't really like tomatoes. You know, I like ketchup and stuff. But when I would see people eating tomatoes, like raw tomatoes, I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, ew. But now, look, I rocks with a tomato. So while that's cooking down, if you ain't never been with me before, if this your first time ever catching one of my segments, type a 1 in the chat for me. And I say that because some of you gotta get used to with me. Just be cleaning up as I go. You gotta clean as you go. Plus to get stuff out the way and I can see what I still need and what I don't need no more. What else I gotta cook with. So this is here real quick. And it's doing what it's doing anyway. So why not multitask? So we seasoned up our shrimp. We got our vegetables going. What else we're going to add? We're going to add a little spinach because I told you this is going to be vegetable heavy. When I tell you we're going to have us some vegetables, we're going to have us some vegetables. Now what's funny is I can throw this whole bag in there and it looks like I threw like a little spit in there. But we're going to get us a nice amount of spinach in here. Let that rice cook down. And then honestly, while this is doing this thing, what I want to go ahead and do is start with the shrimp. Go ahead and get the shrimp going down. So what I'm going to do is we'll add in another pan. That pan is sitting up this sugar. In the second pan, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. Just a little. That's the other thing. We be going too hard. Like, it's olive oil, it's good for you. And y'all be still putting too much. There's still extra calories, right? Extra. And if you say you want to lose weight, you do have to count your calories, okay? So let that cook down. And then also, here we go. We're going to add go ahead and get that butter in there because we're going to cook. We are going to cook this shrimp into the butter and into the garlic so that flavor is all the way through. And I'm only using probably about a tablespoon of butter. Not a lot. And somebody might be like, well, Crystal, now this was healthy eating. You threw some butter. Look, anybody say you can't ever use butter, and I would prefer you use butter over margarine. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real. It's not all that other foolishness. But it's also about
It's about moderation. So I'm just using minced garlic. If you want to be fancy and chop up your garlic, go for it. But again, in the kitchen, my whole goal is to show you how to make quick, healthy ingredients. So if there are ways that you can get the same result quicker, why not? Why not? That's why I'm trying to tell you all the time, like, oh, go get the fresh this, the fresh that. If it's already chopped, get it. If it's already frozen, get it. You can just throw it in here. Look, you don't know. You see, I didn't defrost these peppers and broccoli. It's gonna cook down anyway, right? Ooh, these tomatoes are really good. Look, by the time this is done, literally all we gonna be waiting on is the rice. And y'all, when I tell you we are almost done already, we're almost done already. And this is the cool thing. You can modify this recipe for however many, wait a minute, I'm sorry. The way it smells up in here, oh, all those doggone seasonings, and I can smell the broccoli, I can smell the peppers. Oh, this is about to be fire. But, shoot, I lost track of what I was saying. Woo, child. This smells so doggone good. Oh, my. What was I saying, y'all? Somebody tell me in the chat what I was talking about. Because, oh, yeah, and the tomatoes are starting to burst. Mm-hmm. But, oh, I was trying to say something good about how you don't have to do a lot, but I caught a whiff. And man, look. And you know what I'm gonna do? I pulled these seasons out for the shrimps, but I decided to do something different. I'm also gonna add a little bit of crushed red pepper because I like everything that's spicy. So I'm gonna add this to the shrimp. Ooh, y'all. You might be like, Chris, you shaking a lot. I sure am. Because I just told you, the spicier the better. So now I'm gonna get my shrimp. And I'm gonna throw these. Ooh, that smells so good. Throw these shrimp up in here. Oh, ooh, you better. I'm saying that you. I'm saying you use butter. I think that's what I'm talking about. If it wasn't what I'm about to talk about now. The thing about it is that nobody's telling you not to use butter. It's a matter of how much you use, how frequently you use it, right? It's all about balance. And if you look at everything else we're using is pretty much on the healthy earth side. I'm not a big fan of, well, I'm not going to say fan. I'm not a big believer that you have to eat clean, right? I think eating clean is way too much pressure. That's why I don't even call it healthy eating. It's healthy earth eating, right? But real talk, unless you're growing it yourself and making it just everything from scratch, ain't none of this stuff truly healthy the way our guidelines are for what they consider to be healthy. Right. So it's about making a better decision. So we're using a whole bunch of vegetables. We are seasoning with a lot of herbs. You didn't see me use any doggone salt. So if you are using some butter, that's fine. That's fine. And y'all, the way I sat there and seasoned all of these doggone steps, so I had my rice cooking. I made my rice with broth, but I also, I should have put a baby dip in there. I put seasonings in the rice. So again, a lot of times people don't stick to it. They're like, this is bland, this don't taste that good, I'm used to But if you take the time and you're a little creative and put flavors in each step of cooking, man, the flavor, they say the flavor bursts in your mouth, baby. So this shrimp was pretty big. These are colossal. And with the shrimp, you only need to cook them like 2 minutes on each side. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip these real quick because they are looking beautiful. Look. Baby. All right. So my shrimp is almost done. So I'm gonna let them sit a little bit longer. Checking on this here rice. It's almost done. My vegetables are sounding good. I'm gonna turn this heat down a little bit because the heat, the vegetables are cooking. Because what you don't want to do is like overcook them, because then you're cooking out all the nutrients. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a few handfuls of this spinach until the whole pan is covered, and then we're gonna see how much it goes down. But I told you, want all the vegetables, get you some doggone, some good extra iron, some extra fiber. Toss these around. Ooh, when I tell y'all it smells so good in here, it smells so good in here. Oh, I come on tempo now. Because they are going to just keep cooking from the residual heat. And what we don't want to do is overcook our shrimp and get it all tough and chewy. Nobody likes that. And that's also why I chose to use fresh shrimp, like raw shrimp, because if the shrimp is already cooked and then you try to season it, you can, but then you run the risk of overcooking the shrimp because it's already cooked, right? It's cooked to where it's supposed to be. And all the flavors really get in when they're raw. So, we're almost there, y'all. Y'all see this, the spinach is almost gone. It's hilarious. But y'all saw how much spinach I put in there. Ooh, child. Amen. 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 Oh, last thing I'm gonna do while that's cooking down, I'm gonna grab my lemon and I'm gonna put a little lemon on this a little bit of lemon. This is good on the shrimp. Ooh, yeah. Or you can, I just haven't had this lemon. This is still the same lemon. If you called me last week, where I made, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Last week, right here. The Greek yogurt parfait. I used that lemon for the lemon blueberry parfait, lemon blueberry crunch. And when I tell you it was doggone amazing, it was amazing. All right, so we got all that stuff out of the way. Everything for the most part is cooked. I'm about to go ahead and get my bowl so we can start getting ready to put it together because the rice will be done in half a second. Push my, y'all let me smell so good. Amen. 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 The veggies, flavors, and aromas are wafting through here right now. Look. Good job. All right, that's done. Like I said, we don't want to overcook it. My broccoli is a little browner than I want. They sort of look like a little Brussels sprouts, but smells so good. Yeah. Let me see about this rice. I sure hope this rice is done. Ooh. Let me see, Chris. Amen. Look, quick and easy. And look at that pretty brown rice. Ooh, the smell. You see that pretty brown rice? So y'all, we're about to make this real quick. See that? Yeah. Ooh, it's so ready. So all we're gonna do, put the rice as our base. Y'all be cooking regular old boring plain white rice. Bam. Set yourself up. Look at that. Just, you know what? I just want y'all to look. Ooh, my fan don't want to go off on its own. I just want y'all to look at the difference between this rice, how I cook my white rice. This is just white rice, y'all. And you don't need, ooh, look at that steam. And you don't have to buy all the packs that you would see, like the pre-made rices and all this stuff. When you get those, sometimes they have a lot of sodium in them and other stuff. So you don't have to do that. Oh, you know what else would be good in this? Oh, I didn't have any, but if you got some mushrooms, throw you some mushrooms up in here. Look, so I got my rice as my base, put my vegetables on top, and then I'm about to grab my shrimp. Put that off there. Done. 20 minutes, y'all. Oh, I think what I was saying that time was, you can decide how much you want to make, right? So this is going to be 2 good servings for me. I can save and have for another meal in the future, whether it's if I want to eat it again for dinner tonight, or if I want to save it for another lunch. And I'm just pouring a little bit of butter
on top. Oh, done that fast. Look at this. Oh, faro. Scott said I've been using faro lately. Got some on sale. Like that. I've had faro. I've never made it, but thank you for the suggestion and the reminder. But look at that. Look how pretty that is. Ah. Now let's try it. Let's try it. Now, this other thing, don't judge me. I'm gonna cut this up because I am one of those that I like to taste everything in every bite. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop these shrimp up. And honestly, you could do that too prior to cooking it. It'll cook even faster. But I wanted to keep them nice and colossal for the aesthetics of what we're doing, so y'all can see how pretty it can look. That's one thing about colossal shrimps. They look so pretty. All right, let's see. Let's taste it. So I'm gonna get me some rice. Now I'm gonna see if I can get all these vegetables. I want the tomato. I want the spinach. I want a pepper. Where my peppers at? Oh, that's a red pepper. Oh, is that a tomato? Look, we got so many vegetables up in here. I'm here for it. Give me some shrimp. Let's see. Oh, another tip. You see, I use the small fork to eat. Stop getting that big fork and shoving it in your mouth. Wait a minute. Ooh, I can taste the lemon. Yeah, shall we step it up a little bit? I'll put a little cheese on. Look, grated Parmesan. Put that over there. Let's try that again. Ooh, and I can taste the pepper. Oh, this is right up my alley. It's so light but flavorful, especially with the tomato. Oh, I missed the broccoli last time. With the tomato that's cooked through. And I tell y'all the flavors that come through on a cooked tomato. Uh-oh, get my rice back. I told you I want all the things. Because the rice got seasoning with it. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. This is so doggone light and filling. Super easy. In what? 20 to 25 minutes? Just made some rice, made sure I cooked it in broth, and I did a reduced sodium chicken broth, and some seasons. I used table blend, whatever seasons I had. Cook that into the rice so that the rice has a little extra flavor to it. And I sauteed up. I used a little extra virgin olive oil. And I sauteed a whole bunch of colored peppers, some broccoli. Then I put some tomatoes in there. And then I put some spinach in there. In a separate pan, I had garlic, minced garlic, some butter, some crushed red pepper. Cooked the shrimp in there. But I did season up my shrimp too. That's what I say, flavor everywhere. Use some Old Bay and some other little seasons that I had. And then cook that all up. And then all I did was stack it. Rice, veggies, shrimp, and a little bit of extra butter. And this is fire. Look. And y'all, I be trying to act like I got some home training and stop eating in front of y'all. But y'all know it's good when I feel like I got to take one more bite before I let y'all go. Just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. You want to put a little Parmesan on top. Oh, and I put a little lemon on top of the butter. And I like it. Oh, I like that a lot. That is so good. Yeah, so like I said, you can decide how much you're going to make. This is going to hold me over for 2 meals. Amen. So I'm going to have to cook again today. If I want, I have to save it for lunch tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed this segment. This was a quick, easy segment of In the Kitchen with Crystal. I am Crystal Taylor, the owner and CEO of Fitness Is Not a Game. We just made a very easy garlic butter shrimp with veggies bowl. super easy that you can make for yourself. You can make in batches. And honestly, when you store it, if you want, you don't even have to store it together as a whole meal. Store the rice, store the veggies, store the shrimp, and then that way you can mix it up if you want to, right? You can even have this a separate meal as opposed to both. So, all right, y'all. Well, separate components of your meal as opposed to making it a bowl, right? 'Cause the rice is good by itself, the veggies is good by themselves, and the shrimp is good by itself too. So I hope you enjoyed this segment. When you make it, please let me know. Make sure you tag me, make sure you share. Let me know what you added, how you changed it, all of that good stuff. All right. So I will see you next time. And if you have to go outside, please be safe. So I just want you healthy, I want you happy, and I want you here. All right, y'all. See you next time.